Welcome back to another unforgettable story. Tonight's story begins with a simple text message received at exactly 11:59 p.m. At first, it looked like a harmless prank, but by the next morning, one ordinary decision would change Daniel's life forever. At exactly 11:59 p.m., Daniel's phone vibrated. The message came from an unknown number. There was no profile picture, no contact name, and only one sentence on the screen. ***, don't take your usual route to work tomorrow. Daniel stared at the message for a few seconds before laughing quietly. He assumed it was a prank sent by someone who had the wrong number. Without giving it another thought, he locked his phone and went to bed. The next morning began like every other morning. Daniel made his coffee, put on his office clothes, grabbed his bag, and stepped outside. As he reached the corner of his street, he suddenly remembered the strange message from the previous night. For no particular reason, he decided to take a different road. It wasn't faster or more convenient, it was simply different. When Daniel finally reached his office, he noticed everyone gathered around a television in the reception area. A serious traffic accident had occurred on the exact road he normally used every day. Several vehicles had collided during rush hour, leaving many people injured. Daniel felt a cold shiver run through his body. If he had ignored that mysterious message, he would have been there at exactly the same time. For the rest of the day, one question refused to leave his mind. Who had sent that message? And how could they possibly know what was going to happen? A week later, at exactly 11:59 p.m., his phone vibrated again. Another message from the same unknown number appeared. ***, call your mother tomorrow. Daniel hadn't spoken to his mother in weeks. Work had always given him another excuse to postpone the call. The next evening, he finally dialed her number. She answered almost immediately, her voice filled with happiness. During their conversation, she admitted she had been feeling lonely but didn't want to interrupt his busy life. After hanging up, Daniel realized that one simple phone call had meant far more to her than he had ever imagined. The mysterious messages continued to arrive every few days. One told him to accept a dinner invitation from a coworker he barely knew. That dinner introduced him to people who later helped him advance in his career. Another message asked him to help an elderly man struggling with heavy bags at a train station. The old man turned out to be a retired executive who shared advice that completely changed Daniel's approach to work and life. None of the messages seemed extraordinary on their own, yet every small decision led to something unexpectedly meaningful. As months passed, Daniel's life slowly transformed. He became more confident, more patient, and more grateful for the opportunities around him. Friends noticed the difference. His family noticed the difference. Even Daniel barely recognized the person he had become. Every night, however, one habit remained unchanged. At exactly 11:59 p.m., he waited for the next message. It became the most important moment of his day. Then, without warning, the messages stopped. One night, the clock changed from 11:59 to midnight, and nothing appeared on his screen. Daniel refreshed his phone again and again, convinced there had been a network problem. The next night passed in complete silence. Then another, days turned into weeks. Yet the unknown sender never returned. At first, Daniel felt lost. Every important decision suddenly seemed difficult. He had spent so much time following mysterious instructions that he had forgotten how to trust himself. He kept hoping the phone would vibrate one more time. One rainy evening, while walking home, Daniel noticed a young delivery driver standing beside a motorcycle with a flat tire. Cars rushed past without slowing down. Daniel instinctively reached for his phone, almost expecting another message to tell him what to do. The screen remained dark. He stood there for a moment before quietly putting the phone back into his pocket. Without waiting for anyone's instructions, he walked over and helped the stranger push the motorcycle to the nearest repair shop. The young man smiled, thanked him sincerely, and continued his journey. As Daniel walked home, something finally became clear. The messages had never been about predicting the future. They had never been about controlling his life. They had simply taught him to notice the moments when a better choice was possible. That night, Daniel opened the old conversation for the final time. He slowly read every message from beginning to end. Then, with a calm smile, he deleted the entire chat. The phone never vibrated again at 11:59 p.m. It didn't need to. The greatest message Daniel ever received wasn't written on a screen. It was the quiet realization that the best decisions are the ones we choose to make without waiting for someone else to tell us. Some messages appear on our phones for a moment and disappear forever. Others stay with us for a lifetime, even after the screen goes dark. Daniel never discovered who sent those mysterious texts, but in the end, he realized the greatest message wasn't hidden inside his phone. It was hidden inside the choices he made every single day. Thank you for listening. If you enjoy original stories filled with mystery, emotion, and meaningful life lessons, subscribe to the channel and join us for the next story.